Good afternoon. Welcome to pre-game. Where the owls sleep. A little bit of a late decision to make the show, so hopefully I get everything right while we're doing it. This is a pre-game for Arsenal versus Leeds. Kicks off in 35 minutes now, so we're 5 to 5 Saturday afternoon. Going to do a little breakdown, see what teams, see if Leeds can cause a little bit of an upset at the Emirates this afternoon. So let's get straight into it. Here we go. Here's the team news. First off, I would like to say that big up props to both of these teams, both Leeds and Arsenal. They've gone in for the team lineup in position order. It's a pet hate of mine, old man shouting at a cloud and all that. When you see these lineups and you see that it's just in random number order and you've got to try and figure out who's playing where, who's doing what, doesn't make any sense to me for teams to do that. It just makes it more difficult for the fans. So big up both of these two who have gone away from that today, which is fantastic. Uh, First off, gonna have to say before I get the tap board up and look into that, this is going to be a struggle for Leeds today. Away at the Emirates as a newly promoted side is always a very, very, very tough task. So hoping they can make a game of it and it's not just a complete washout. But if you look at the odds, if you look at all of that kind of stuff, it doesn't really look the best for Leeds, to be honest. And apologies if I'm not looking directly at the screen. Sometimes I've got multiple screens up, so looking at stats and figures and stuff. So just to give you a little bit of a breakdown, the last few games that these have played against each other, last one was in 2023 at the Emirates. Arsenal won 4-1. That season at Ellen Road, it was 1-0 Arsenal. Season before that, 2-1 Arsenal at the Emirates and 4-1 at Ellen Road. So Leeds are going into this not on great form against Arsenal as well. Last weekend, Arsenal 1-0 win at Man United. Didn't play that great, to be fair, so that probably gives the Leeds fans a little bit of hope. If they put in a similar performance today, it might not be as difficult as they're thinking. And Leeds, decent win against Everton. I thought they played quite well. Some say it was a fortunate penalty. I thought it was a penalty for me. Leaning in, he's deliberately trying to block the ball, but as he leans in, for me, that's enough of him using his arm to an advantage. Uh, so yeah, I think they got that call just about correct. But I'm going to jump into it. Got the tactical board up. It's up. It's ready. We're going to go straight into it. I'm going to see where I feel Leeds could do well to try and stifle Arsenal here, and where I believe Arsenal could really do Leeds some damage. So, as you can see, I've got mistake number one. Right, boom, easily changed. So, team set up pretty similar. Although I would say Arsenal's is more of a 4-3-3 and Leeds is more of a 4-2-3-1 than anything. But yeah, if you just look at the two teams lined up, it looks like it's going to be a very difficult task for Leeds to get anything here. I'm going to start moving players around into where we're going to kind of see matchups. So how we're going to see the systems is kind of as people are matched up. You're going to look at it kind of a bit like that. Obviously, move that away. Okay. Gokrez will be in between those. Saka's going to play high. Let's move the midfield into logical areas as well. Tanaka's going to try and get in and around a bit behind Zubimendi, and then we're going to have something a bit like that. So key for Leeds today is going to be these four, really, I'd say, and the fullbacks, but key will be these four because what they're going to have to do is Rodon and Strike going to have to try and deal with Gokrez and also whoever joins him in there. So if Odegaard tries to pick up these areas and you get Timber coming into here like this, you're going to have, I can't believe this, but Gruev and Tanaka are going to have to deal with these while Odegaard goes on. So one of the centre backs is going to have to 100% step out because Arsenal do, like they overload in areas. They like to overload so that they can then move the ball quick and then get the ball into the box from the wide areas. So it'd be interesting to see how Leeds deal with that. I feel you'll see Gruev and Stach back in that, and then you'll have Arsenal with Zubi in there. Timber will be there-ish. Someone else will push on, but yeah, you'll see a lot of defending from Leeds in this. I feel so. Hopefully, they, like I said earlier, they can make a really good game of it. And when they get the ball, I think they're quite well set up. I quite like Leeds as an attacking side on the break. So say we have got this situation here that we're looking at. Madueke is up high, Rice's journey and attack. Tanaka's obviously going to have to tuck in because Zubi will be on the ball around there. You'll have Timber in sort of this area, so Nonto's going to have to come and join, help out. You'll see Dan James alongside them quite a lot. Calafiori will go high. You'll have Gabriel, Saliba, and then you'll have something like that. Say Zubamendi's on the ball, building up play. You'll see a lot of this where you've got sort of like a 4-5-1 from. You might even see Tanaka a little bit further down and Pirro doing this until the ball goes beyond him. So a lot of teams sitting in their low block, the striker is then advised that his positioning should really be edge of the centre circle, unless it goes in. So say then Zubi then passes it in there and he's asked to press in there, he will then move forward. But his role will be to get in front of Zubamendi, no easy passes through the midfield, but stay in that line there, level with the edge of the centre circle as part of the press. So that makes it easy for these guys to sit in. So if Odegaard drops in, Tanaka could come out. If Odegaard goes in, good communication. You pass him on, Tanaka drops back into the gap to stop the easy pass into Gokares' feet. But from this position here, because I feel we'll see Calafiori will come up higher, and you see Arsenal do this quite a lot, where they are a few yards inside. Every player is a few yards inside the opposition area. I've left Calafiori out there because I feel Madueke will actually play. He will cut in a lot, and we'll see an overlap from Arsenal. That's why I've left him out there. Whereas Timber I've brought in more inverted. But yeah, so if anything does break down, say State nicks the ball as it's going into the front man, it drops to Tanaka, and he can play a ball off, we will see that instantly from both of these two. 100%, because they're both rapid. Dan James has got a video from about 5 or 6 years ago where he runs a full length of the pitch at speed with the ball at his feet. So I feel if Arsenal set up like this, mainly this side, is where Leeds will try and hit them on the break, because that ball into that amount of space to give Dan James a bit of a run, I feel him against Calafiori and Gabriel could be the way of getting it. It really could. Nonto, similar down this side, but I feel the pace of Saliba and Timber covers for that quite a bit better. So we could potentially see this. I think we'll see this setup loads during the game. The ball will come here, Pirro will screen across. Same as if it goes Gabriel, he'll either come in on Rice, James will go out there, Stage will come in there. That type of thing. We'll see a lot of this from Leeds, sitting in, shuffling from side to side. Arsenal will move the ball. If they move it quick enough and they find the space quick enough and find the pass quick enough, it could be a very early problem for Leeds going forward today. So, yeah, so I think it's going to be an interesting game. Corners are going to be key. We all know how Arsenal love their corners, their long throws into the box. I feel Leeds are quite well set up for that. They've got quite a few players who I believe are pretty tall players. Pirro will drop back in. Stuart's a big lad. So are Bogle and Rodon. I don't know an awful lot about Goodison. He looks a very good player. I'm not sure about his physicality though. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they get on. Another thing that's a massive sort of downfall for Leeds is off the bench. Arsenal's bench, when you look at it now, is potentially the strongest in the league. Potentially, especially once you substitute one of them off and put Eze in. That is an incredible strength in depth in there. You've got Mosquera, Cavillo, who can come on, Lewis Skelly, who everybody raises about 1 year, who's meant to be one of the best youngsters in the league. Mourinho can play DM, he can play A, as we saw last season, can play up front. Max Downham's had a fantastic pre-season. Arsenal fans are raving about him. Martinelli, who's a problem. He can be a problem when he's on form. He hasn't been the last few seasons, but you still can't write him off. And then Trossard, who comes on, nicks a goal every now and again. So, very strong bench. Don't know an awful lot about loads of the Leeds boys. Obviously, Harrison was on loan at Everton. Okafor, I believe he came from Dortmund, to be honest. And Mitch, who is a big, strong striker. Aronson, who's been at Leeds for quite a while. Sean Longstaff, obviously ex-Newcastle boy, offers a lot of energy, legs in midfield. I thought once they get him up to speed, he'll be in the team week in, week out. Doesn't offer loads technically, but I think that's a great signing for them. Sam Byram, I believe he's the fullback. Don't know anything about the next two. And again, ex-Newcastle Cardallo, the goalie. Hopefully they won't have to substitute him out. There's going to be a few key battles in here today, and I feel how they stop Zubimendi dictating the game and how Goodmanson does against Saka is the key. He had a fantastic game on Monday against Everton, Goodmanson, and Saka didn't really look at it at Man United. So I feel as Odegaard likes to play in this area, we'll see Arsenal with the ball playing triangles around this space quite a lot. So how he does in his one-on-one against Saka is key, I feel. If he can keep Saka quiet and stop it, so when the ball comes out here, Saka gets him in this position, we all know how Saka likes to chop back in and play that ball. It's like a looping kind of cross, which is either Gokares to attack or Madueke to come in on the back post to see if they can score. If Goodmanson can do well enough to stop him getting that ball in easy enough times, then I feel Leeds have really got a chance to shut Arsenal down, because as of yet, we haven't seen their adaptation to pivot away from that as a key open play attacking tactic. Obviously, Madueke offers a whole different problem down the other side to what Martinelli and that does. He's probably one of the best in the league at taking on his man. On his take on stats will follow that up. People might not like him as a player, but when it comes to the end product, like the crosses, the shooting, which I fully agree with, but when it comes to beating his man, he causes problems. And the last thing that Leeds will want is Madueke beating Bogle in behind in these areas where Rodon has to come across, and it makes that pass into Gokares quite easy. Again, Gokares, I'm sure everybody's quite interested to see how he can do this season. He didn't look brilliant, I wouldn't say. Last week, looked a bit wooden. Back to goal, didn't look great. Didn't look like the price tag really fit, but his first game in the league, it's away to Man United. I think today we're going to have to see a lot more from him, because he is, if Leeds do sit in a low block, Zubimendi's, Rice's, Odegaard's, they're going to find his feet. He's going to have to stick it, hold his man off, drop it back in, find a wide man, find a fullback, drop it into another guard of Rice so they can build out and go again. And then when the ball does get wide, if it's going into the box, good double movements. He's going to have to find his half yard. He's going to got to make his movements at the right time to try and get half a yard on these guys. If it does come in, he can get a little flick on it, potentially get a shot goal. I feel it's going to be a very, very interesting game, because Arsenal didn't look anywhere near up to speed. Leeds played decent last week, so it could go either way. Mikel Arteta, like I've said quite a few times, fantastic manager, fantastic coach. I feel he gets his tactic on the day wrong far too often, which is why Arsenal haven't really got over the line in a major yet under him. And then Daniel Farker on the other side. Don't know loads about how his playing style and the way he likes to play, but he must have a bit about him. He's been in the league a few times with Norwich in similar situations. I'm pretty sure he's won the championship 2 or 3 times now. So that he's got something about him. So if he can get his setup right, can Arteta pick the right tactic, the right subs to be able to break them down? Because today is going to be all about Arsenal, their first home game of the season, trying to break Leeds down to get the win. It's a bit of a free hit for Leeds. I hate saying it, because people used to say it to me as a Newcastle fan all the time, and I find it quite disrespectful when you say free hit, because every team goes in to every game wanting to win and trying to find the best. Well, most teams do. We didn't under Bruce, but most teams try and go in to find a way to win the match with what they've got. But that said, away at Arsenal isn't a game that most Leeds fans or anyone at Leeds would look at and think, yeah, that's a 3 points for us. They're going to be looking at other games. So it is a bit of a free hit to maybe try new things, or sit in for the low block as long as possible, keep them quiet for as long as possible, play on the break. If you can nick a few goals on the break, set pieces, stuff like that would be fantastic. If they come away with a point, that'd be an excellent, excellent result. But we shall see how it goes. But for now, that's it for me. Just wanted to do my little quick tactical breakdown, and as this is a new show that we're looking to run out, hopefully those that have tuned in have enjoyed the little bit. But if not, well, let's not even do the if nots. Hopefully you have, and I will be doing another one tomorrow at about an hour earlier for what is the next game tomorrow? It's Man U and let me double check. Man U, Fulham, Man U. Even as Fulham are at home, I'll be doing another one of these tomorrow at probably about quarter to four. Same type of thing, little breakdown how I think the game's going to be won and lost. So, yeah, and then it'll be the same back with our show, normal show on Sunday night, the Parliament with all the boys. And then on Monday, I've got Preach on to join me. Big Preach from the Rivals and Flair Play TV will be joining me doing another one of these for Liverpool Newcastle. Definitely tune in for that because me and Preach have been going back and forth for the last 2 weeks on this game. So, yeah. But for now, catch you another time, people.